Jungkook too skinny? Army panic. Is HYBE pressuring the golden magne? Have you ever seen someone so flawless that even the smallest change in their appearance feels like a warning sign, like a secret message hidden in plain sight? That is what the world felt when Jungkook, the beloved golden magne of BTS, appeared in public looking noticeably slimmer than ever before. The moment the photos hit the internet, panic spread through ARMY like electricity. What happened to him? Was it stress? Exhaustion? Or was it something much deeper, something the cameras weren't supposed to see? The image was simple. Jungkook in a black hoodie, mask under his chin, waving politely to fans outside the HYBE building in Seoul. But something was different. His jawline looked sharper, his cheeks less full, his body smaller. Within minutes, fans began flooding Weverse and Twitter with alarmed comments. Why does he look so skinny? Is he okay? Is he overworking himself again? Has he been eating properly? Within hours, hashtags like #ProtectJungkook and #HYBEXplainThis exploded across timelines, and what began as curiosity turned into global worry. When someone like Jungkook, whose very existence feels larger than life, starts to look fragile, the entire world notices. People began speculating. Was Jungkook preparing for a top-secret project that required a physical transformation? Was it a concept change? Or was this a sign of overwork, the kind that no makeup or camera filter could hide? The questions multiplied, and so did the unease. Because fans know Jungkook. They've watched him grow from a shy teenager into one of the most powerful solo artists in the world. They know the light in his eyes, the energy in his smile, the way his laughter sounds when it's genuine. And they can tell when something isn't right. There's a cruel irony to Jungkook's life. He's called the Golden Magne because he's good at everything: singing, dancing, producing, performing. He's perfection personified. But that perfection is also a cage. For years, Jungkook has carried the weight of that title, knowing that even the slightest flaw becomes breaking news. And when you've been living like that for over a decade, the pressure doesn't just sit on your shoulders, it seeps into your bones. After BTS announced their group hiatus to fulfill military service duties, fans expected Jungkook to rest. Instead, he soared higher than ever. His solo album Golden dominated global charts. His live performances went viral. His Calvin Klein campaign turned him into a fashion icon. He became the face of not just a band, but an entire generation of Asian artistry. Yet behind that glamorous rise was something breaking. Sources close to the industry whisper that Jungkook's schedule never truly stopped. Between recording sessions, brand deals, and rumored collaborations, he's been quietly running on fumes. And now, with BTS's full reunion approaching, the expectations are crushing. Could his weight loss be the first visible sign that he's overextending himself again? Or, more alarmingly, could HYBE, the powerful company that built BTS, be pushing him too far? The idea might sound dramatic, but for fans who've followed every chapter of BTS's journey, it doesn't feel impossible. HYBE has faced accusations before, claims of micromanagement, of artistic control, of pushing idols to exhaustion. Could Jungkook, their brightest star, be under similar strain? The company has said nothing, and in K-pop, silence is rarely comforting. ARMY, ever the detectives, began their own investigation. They compared screenshots from past live streams, analyzed video lighting, even measured the width of his shoulders across recent appearances. Some insisted he looked fine, just leaner. Others weren't convinced. His voice sounds softer, one fan noted. His eyes don't shine the same. And while these might sound like tiny details to outsiders, to ARMY, they're red flags. Because they've seen this pattern before, during world tours, during burnout phases, during times when Jungkook kept smiling even when the fatigue was visible in every movement. There's another theory, one both comforting and heartbreaking. Maybe Jungkook did this to himself. He's always been a perfectionist. In older interviews, he admitted that he can't stand not giving his best. If he fails even a little, he pushes harder. Maybe, in pursuit of that impossible standard, he's been sacrificing his own well-being again. That's the paradox of Jungkook. He's both the dream and the cautionary tale. The boy who became the world's most famous idol, and the man who now carries the cost of that fame. It's easy to forget he's human. He's 27 now, not the boy who once laughed his way through dance practices. He's a man who has spent half his life performing under the unblinking eyes of millions. Imagine living like that. Every smile dissected, every silence questioned, every pound gained or lost turned into speculation. Even your exhaustion becomes public property. Perhaps the saddest thing is that even his fans' love can feel suffocating. They worry, they analyze, they trend hashtags, but in the end, all they can do is watch. Because Jungkook himself remained silent. His last live stream didn't help. Wearing a black cap and a soft expression, he spoke gently to fans, thanking them for their love. But there was something different in his tone, something quieter. He didn't address the rumors directly. He didn't say he was fine. He just said, "Don't worry too much, okay?" And that was it. For some, it was enough. For others, it felt like a bandage on a wound that's still bleeding. When someone says don't worry, it usually means there's something to worry about. HYBE's continued silence only fuels the fire. In the past, the company has been quick to issue statements when false rumors spread. But now, nothing. Not a word. The longer the silence, the louder the concern grows. Some fans believe HYBE doesn't want to draw attention to the issue, while others suspect something internal, perhaps creative disagreements or tension surrounding BTS's future. The company's strategy seems to be simple: let the noise fade. But the noise isn't fading. It's growing. Experts say this kind of sustained pressure can take a severe psychological toll. Jungkook has openly admitted in interviews that he's afraid to stop working because he doesn't know who he is without it. He once said, "Sometimes I don't even know what I'm chasing anymore. I just keep running." That line, once interpreted as poetic humility, now feels like a quiet confession of burnout. Maybe his weight loss isn't about image. Maybe it's about exhaustion, a body reflecting the mind's fatigue. Yet amidst all this speculation, ARMY's love remains fierce and protective. Thousands have written messages urging him to rest, to eat, to take care of himself. "We don't need perfect," one fan wrote. "We just need you to be healthy." But in an industry that worships perfection, can Jungkook ever truly rest? Even when he tries, the cameras follow. Even when he disappears, the world still talks. Some fans hold on to hope that this is all preparation for something monumental, a comeback, a documentary, a new project that will once again prove why Jungkook is one of the greatest performers alive. Others worry that this moment marks a breaking point. Maybe it's both. Maybe behind the scenes, Jungkook is wrestling with the very system that made him. Maybe he's trying to reclaim his identity before the next chapter of BTS begins. International media have started picking up the story, amplifying every whisper into global headlines. Is Jungkook being overworked by HYBE? Reads one article. BTS star's health sparks concern worldwide, says another. And through all of it, Jungkook says nothing. The silence grows heavier by the day, and fans can't decide if it's strategic or heartbreaking. In truth, no one outside Jungkook himself knows what's really happening. Maybe it's exhaustion. Maybe it's dedication. Maybe it's both. But one thing is clear: his image, once the symbol of strength and golden perfection, now mirrors the fragility of someone who has given too much of himself to the world. He's no longer just a superstar. He's a mirror reflecting the pressure that fame creates, the loneliness behind the applause, the cost of being adored. And so the question lingers, echoing through every fan space, every trending tag, every quiet moment when his songs play late at night. Is Jungkook okay? No one can answer it, but everyone feels it. Until he speaks, until HYBE breaks its silence, the world will keep guessing, worrying, hoping. Because Jungkook isn't just another celebrity. He's the heart of a generation that grew up with him. His smile built dreams. His music healed millions. And now, as he stands thinner, quieter, and more mysterious than ever, the only thing fans want is something the industry rarely allows: peace. Because perfection may have made him a legend, but peace will keep him human. And maybe that's what he deserves most right now. Not another record, not another performance, not another headline, but rest. Real, unfiltered, unapologetic rest. Until that happens, ARMY will keep asking, refreshing, and whispering the same prayer the whole world now quietly shares. Please, let Jungkook be okay. But the story didn't end there. In fact, what happened after that quiet panic was something even HYBE could never have predicted. Because when Jungkook's well-being became a global conversation, it stopped being just a fan concern. It became a cultural moment. Entire forums began dissecting every possible reason behind his frail appearance. Some blamed overtraining, others whispered about agency politics, and a few even dared to wonder if Jungkook was silently rebelling against the system that built him. Suddenly, the image of the world's strongest idol began to blur, revealing cracks beneath the gold. And those cracks made him even more human and even more loved. Fans from every continent started trending messages of love and protection. They wrote long letters, created art, made videos filled with his laughter, reminding the world that the man everyone was worrying about had once been the light that comforted them during their own dark days. Has it ever crossed anyone's mind that maybe Jungkook needs someone to comfort him? 2. That maybe the idol who gave the world a reason to smile has forgotten how to rest long enough to find his own peace. While social media burned with theories, something else was happening behind closed doors. Sources close to HYBE began leaking tiny details, whispers that Jungkook had been spending long hours alone in a private studio, working on new material, sometimes staying until dawn. One insider said he rarely ate during sessions, preferring protein drinks to full meals. Others said he was obsessively rehearsing choreography for something big. If that's true, then maybe this transformation isn't a sign of collapse but preparation. But then again, how much preparation can one human endure before it becomes destruction? The mystery only deepened. International media continued to fan the flames. American tabloids described Jungkook's condition as a worrying reflection of K-pop's impossible standards, while Japanese and European outlets speculated about HYBE's silence as strategic damage control. Even mainstream news began to weigh in, framing it not as a simple weight issue, but as a question of humanity. How much pressure can one person bear before they disappear under it? And yet, amidst all this noise, Jungkook himself remained invisible. No posts, no updates, just that one haunting live stream replayed endlessly by worried fans. Some fans began to draw parallels to the early days of BTS, when the members lived on minimal sleep, eating one meal a day, training through injuries, determined to make their dreams real. Back then, they were 7 boys fighting for recognition. Now Jungkook stands alone, at the top of the world, but the same shadow follows him, the unspoken fear that success means surrendering your body, your time, your sanity. And it hits differently now, because this isn't the hungry teenager chasing a dream anymore. This is the global icon who already caught it, yet seems just as tired, just as hungry, just as lonely. There's something tragically poetic about the way fans describe him now. He's shining but fading, one wrote. Like a candle that burns too beautifully to last. They've seen the exhaustion behind the smile before, but never like this. Never this fragile. And every time the company refuses to comment, every time the silence stretches another day, it fuels the one question no one dares to ask out loud. Is Jungkook being silenced? Some even speculate that HYBE might be keeping him out of sight deliberately, giving him time to recover while pretending nothing is wrong. Others, darker still, believe the company wants to control the narrative, to make fans doubt their own eyes until the next polished performance distracts them. Because that's how the machine works. It feeds on awe, not empathy. But ARMY is not an ordinary fandom. They're too loyal, too protective, too emotional to let this go. In the past week alone, fans have sent thousands of letters and donations in Jungkook's name to mental health charities, turning their worry into something tangible. They've filled timelines with messages like "Eat well," "Our golden magne," and "We love you even when you rest." And yet, the irony stings. Because even in their love, there's pressure. The pressure to respond, to reassure, to perform that he's okay. Maybe that's the cruel paradox of being adored. You can't disappear without breaking a million hearts, even when disappearing is what you need most. Rumors of a secret project continue to swirl. Some say Jungkook is preparing a surprise performance tied to BTS's long-awaited reunion. Others hint at a deeply personal solo track, something raw, emotional, and brutally honest, the kind of song only someone who's seen the cost of fame could write. If that's true, then maybe what fans are witnessing now isn't just exhaustion, but metamorphosis. Maybe Jungkook is shedding one version of himself to reveal another. Still, transformation always hurts before it heals. And for someone who has lived half his life under expectation, it's hard to tell where ambition ends and suffering begins.